So, today is going to be kind of a more casual stream. I've been wanting to do some kind of a new Python application for a while in a framework besides Django. So, a lot of people recommended, basically, most people wanted either FastAI or Flask, which is something I've worked in before. I haven't used FastAI before. But either way, today's stream, I just kind of want to plan this application. Hey Jared, how are you? Yeah, so that's pretty much it. My power has been off and on, but today it seems good. So I figured it's good to stream now. Yeah. Oh, if you don't know, that in this part of the world we're getting like wintry weather storms. Plus it's 0 degrees outside. So there's that. Alright, so I got this suggestion. Actually, it was from Jared. When I was asking for suggestions for APIs or microservices that I could build. And he said he's been looking for some kind of a survey or poll app where anyone can be able to add options to the poll, and the options can be pictures, and then you can use social login from Twitch or GitHub to be able to use the application. Now there is another app. Hey HCA Gatey, thanks for the follow. Let me just pull up another app really quick, which is, I think it's called chatpolls.tv. No. Okay. There's another app for, yeah, let me go. Twitch chat polls. Well, there's an app that I've used in the past, and it's basically just I can create my own poll with some questions, and then point it to my Twitch, and then people respond with numbers in Twitch. Like you would just post the number that you want in a chat message. And so that worked pretty well, but this is kind of a more full-featured app. And he said he hadn't found anything like this. I haven't been able to find anything like this either. So these are kind of the steps that I'm going to take to plan out this application. 1 second. It's morning here and I need some coffee. Alright, so I want to really dig in and make sure I list all the requirements before I get started. And then I need to create a schema, and then from that schema I can quickly make an API, and then I'm going to do some mock-ups, and then choose the technologies. Like I said, it's either going to be in FastAI or it's going to be in Flask. Really, it depends on how much I like using FastAI, since I haven't tried it before. Yeah, so that's it. So let's get started with the requirements. So I'm going to just use my GitHub here and add a requirement section. Oh, let me zoom in. There we go. That's better. I love dark mode on GitHub, by the way. It's awesome. Okay, requirements, and what are the requirements? So I kind of listed them here. Is that, let's see, I'm going to start here with a users can statement. Oh, let me start with, okay, so there's going to be some kind of poll owner, right? The person who created the poll. assuming it's a person. And then there's going to be just, I don't know, users. I don't know what to call them. I'm just going to call them users. People who participate in a poll. Okay. Let me call them participants. There we go. Voters? Yeah, I could call them voters, except they do more than voting because they can also add options. Users can. Okay. But yeah, let me go ahead and add that. So participants can vote, and then from up here they can also add options to the polls. I was thinking about limiting that to a certain time period when they can add options, because there has to be a time for adding options and then a time for voting. So I think the poll owner, and you can stop me here if I'm incorrect, or not. I guess there is no correct when I'm planning, but if you have a better idea. So the poll owner, okay, alright, that's 2 people who say I should change it to voters. Alright, you win. Deva and Jared. So poll owner, thanks for the follow, Spyro. They can, I guess they can create a poll. What would they do when they create it? They can choose to allow people to add options to the poll. Okay. This should be a toggle. So if they choose to allow people and then they toggle it off, choose to allow people. Yeah, I guess toggle the option to allow people to add options to the poll. They can toggle. That way there's no specific time limit. It's just whenever they want to turn it off and on, if that makes sense. They can toggle off and on when they want. That would make it more flexible. Also easier to not have a timer. Okay, toggle options and allow people. Although there probably should be a timer for the voting. So, initiate voting, or start voting. Might be nice to have rules. Oh, right. This is there's a lot of steps here. Okay, so can start allowing voting. Basically, they would click a button or something, and that would start voting. Can choose to time the voting or manually turn off and on. Okay. Allow voting. Can allow voting to start. Okay. And then we can give other people roles, like mod. Mods can remove options, can remove poll choices. Okay. Hi Remote, how are you? Okay, so that would basically be the poll owner. I guess for a mod, I can just go ahead and do that real quick. I am can remove poll choices, and let me get rid of it here. I don't know. I guess that would be it. Mods can still vote. So, yeah. Mod stuff would be a bonus feature. Bonus feature. This can pay for my server costs. Alright. Let's see. Poll voters, mod, poll owner. Okay, I like this. And then I do need to, let me add it here. So if I can log in, mods or poll voters, but with editing powers, yeah. I can log in with GitHub or Twitch as a poll creator. If they log in with Twitch, we could automatically connect it to their Twitch and ask for permissions. If they log in with GitHub, I think they'll have to connect their Twitch anyway. So I think they should just be able to log in with Twitch maybe for right now. And then in the future we could add other logins. Because if this is just going to work with Twitch, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't just go ahead and log in with Twitch like I do for Nightbot or the other tools that I have. I think Twitch is the only option. Okay. So let me put here, this was just the initial plan. Okay. So I feel like this is good for requirements, unless someone else has a requirement. That pretty much spells out what it's doing. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Save the README, just in case something happens. Okay, requirements. That looks good. Okay, and next in list, I really don't like this check mark because on dark mode you can barely see it. But create schema. So let me create the schema and see what it's going to look like. See if I'm going to use SQL or no SQL. I usually default to SQL always. So, but you never know. So let's see. Yeah, they do look disabled. The check marks look disabled. I want to clarify. Okay, so schema. So let's see. What do we have for schema? We'll have a user. And then we'll have, I guess, a poll. Seems pretty straightforward. We'll have, and then we'll have some kind of choices or options or something. Is there anything else to be able to create a poll, allow voting to start? I think that's pretty much it. I don't see needing anything past these 3 tables, except for maybe join tables or something. Okay, so start with the user. We'll need a username, and I think we should be able to get most of this information from Twitch. So if we have a username, what else would the user have? Yeah, that's it. So I guess mods, they'll have to log in somehow. So will voters have to log in too? Or can just anyone vote? Because if we open it up to anyone, then we're probably going to have people figuring out how to make bots vote. Poll choices to the user. Yeah, then I guess we're going to have everyone log in. Which is where I guess we would have I can have, I guess, type or role. But then, you know, one person who's a poll voter on one poll can also be a poll owner on another poll. So I don't know if we should have type or role directly. Uploaded their poll options. Okay. Alright, so let's see. A poll will have a title. And then we'll have options or choices. So choices will have a foreign key to the poll. And then some kind of text and created by. And so will this. Created by. This will also need to have, let's see, created by. Yeah, I'll also add this stuff like created at and updated at, just the standard timestamps. Okay. I meant their uploaded poll options. Okay, so this will, like, whoever created that choice so that you can ban somebody. And I guess everyone will have to just log in that case. As the owner creates what is the best pizza topping, and one user adds mushrooms to the poll options, and another adds pineapple. You would want to ban the person with pineapple. Okay. Except my favorite topping is pineapple. Let's see, poll ID. Oh yeah, we need like is active to set it so people can vote. So is active, and then let's see, is active would be for voting, and then there would also be options to add choices. Is add choices active? Someone have a better term for this? And then is voting active? Okay, so voters don't need to be logged in. Logged in unless they are adding options to the poll. Okay. Hi Kissant, how are you? Ban Glenn. Okay. So I think this is good. Well, I mean, we'll get more user information, like their email, We can get all that stuff from Twitch, from the Twitch login. And then, oh yeah, we'll also need band, like some kind of band model, to say who they're banned by, and they'll be banned if they're banned by a moderator. We'll still say I guess we should have a poll owner, and then we can have the user, and then banned by, this might be the poll owner or a moderator. Yeah, banned from all future polls by that poll owner. But I do want to know, like, if it was a particular moderator that banned them. I think that would be interesting information. Okay, so we'll still have created at, updated at for the ban table. I think that's all the information we need to know. These are all foreign keys, these three. So I guess it would be user ID, banned by, poll owner ID, something like that. Alright. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked the Git course. I made a kind of a follow-up to that sorry, on my channel for forking and fetching. And I might do some more Git stuff this year. Alright, so poll, choices, user. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, we need to know who has roles associated to a poll. So that begs the question, for poll owners, so if they assign someone mod privileges, do they have mod privileges forever until they turn them off? Let's see. Can give other people roles like mod. But is that just for one poll? Forever mod. Okay. So we'll need some way to have like a mod table. Mod. And then let's see. What should I say? Not poll owner, but like mod 4 and then mod user. So mod 4 would be the user that they are a mod for. Does someone else have a better name for this? And then mod user is the actual moderator. Let's see, created at, updated at. I don't even know if you need an updated at because, yeah, because these are just either added or deleted basically. Mod under. Okay, under. Okay. Don't need updating that. But if I have some kind of mix-in for the tables, I should just add that to every table, including user. Alright, so you think mod 4 might be better? Alright, I'll change it back. So mod 4, and then mod user, these are foreign keys to users. And okay, so if they're a moderator, then they'll have access to update any polls, so we'll just have to check. See, now I almost want to use Django because this would just be so much easier with the Django ORM to do all of these relationships and stuff. Okay. Choices, mod, ban. Though I'm not sure Django's the best tool for a polling app. Kind of like a microservice. Okay, so I have, is there anything else that I'm missing from my requirements? Oh, voting! That's kind of important. So let's save voting. Or I guess if the users don't have to be logged in, we don't have to save who voted. So here we can just maybe have votes and just keep a tally. All right. I think, yeah, I think because, I don't know, maybe later we would move that into its own table, collect metadata for each vote, but I think just keeping a tally is okay for right now. So I guess they'll have to come to this interface and vote, right? It won't be like a chat. It won't be like a chat, like an in-chat vote, right? Like, I wouldn't be able to do this to vote. Okay. Can remove poll options, can vote. Don't need to be logged in, create a poll. Okay. Voting, can give other people roles, can log in. Okay, I think that's it. I think it's fair to say you have to leave the chat to go to the site to vote. Okay, good. Alright, so we have a user table, poll, choice. Let me do choice, not choices. And then mod, add moderators. Let me just put moderator, because mods can also be like modding something. Okay, and a ban table. So you can ban somebody from participating in your polls in the future. If you want to set up an API and a Twitch bot to vote, that's another project. Yeah, okay. Thanks for keeping me in MVP. Alright, design an API for this. So this will probably be, I guess, a separate front end and back end, unless I fit some small Vue.js. Oh, let me save the schema first. Commit changes. Alright, so by the way, if you are curious, here is the README that I'm working off of right now. This app. So I was asking for app ideas, and then Jared sent me this idea about the polling app. So I thought it was pretty good to build it with a Python web framework. Also, it's interesting. So I just finished making the requirements, and then we made the schema with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables, and now we're going to go on to design the API. All right. By the way, if you've been following my other stream series, I'm planning on finishing that up either today or tomorrow, hopefully, for the JavaScript library. Okay, so let's see. Design API. All right. So the first thing is that someone will need to sign up and log in, but that's going to be a social auth. So I think those APIs will be determined. Maybe I'll just leave it to do here. I can't do that in Markdown, so let me do a to do for social auth endpoints, because depending on what I use, I'm not too tied to any specific endpoint as long as it's working. But for the rest of these things, I will need endpoints. So let's see. I need a polls. So let me do polls, and then a polls ID for a specific poll in the item endpoint. So here I have a resource which is polls, and then for polls I think I can get, but this will only return a list of my polls, of not all polls obviously, and then I can, let's play philosophy. Hey, let's see, I can post to create a new poll. And can I mass delete polls? Maybe I can. Delete all polls. Do I want that feature? We'll see. Okay, but when I'm talking about a specific poll, so polls/ID, I can put or patch or something, and then I can delete the poll. Patch will be like when I'm turning on voting or something. I can just send a patch request and toggle those booleans. We're planning a Python app. I don't know how much Python code we're going to get to actually write today. Okay, so I have the polls endpoint, and then I guess we'll do a nested resource for choices. So I can do choices. That is the table name, right? Yeah, choice. Okay. And then, so when you want to create a choice, you can post. You can delete if you have permission to delete. No, that would delete all choices. You don't have delete here. Let me put get first. Okay, so you just get and post basically. And then choices, let's see, ID. Let's see, you can, I don't know if you'd want to get just one choice. You can get patch or delete. You can delete a choice if you have permission to delete. All right, and then ban. I need some kind of ban endpoint. And a create moderator endpoint. So let me go here. So this is where my users will come in. So I can do users/ID. That will be the ID of the person that you want to ban. And then /ban. There's no reason to make this RESTful because there's no other nested endpoint that I need off of ban. It's just a special endpoint. So all I can do here is post, and then it will ban that user. Now I should be able to get a list of banned users. like of users that I have banned. Oh, maybe I can delete, so I can remove a banned user. And if I want to get a list of users that I have banned, so I don't need the users endpoint. I don't know, some kind of special endpoint for banned list. Banned users, and then I can get here. Alright, something like that. And now I need to be able to create moderators for my API. So I need another special endpoint here. So I want to do users/ID, and now this will be the ID of the moderator. So should I do mod? Maybe? Hi Bob Ross, how are you? Bob Ross is my favorite. Okay, so here I can post or delete again, because I can make you a moderator or take that privilege away. Awesome. Let's see. I was just watching Bob Ross's Grandeur of Summer, actually. Very, very good episode if you haven't seen it. They are all on YouTube and also stream on Twitch. Alright, so Bob, I have requirements, I have a schema, I did the API except social auth. I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do there, what library or tool, and how the Twitch social auth will work. I've never used Twitch social auth. Okay, so I have all of these endpoints. I think I'm pretty much done with the API. Can anyone think of anything else? Let me just walk through it real quick. So you can get your polls, you can create a poll, you can delete all your polls, maybe? I don't know if I want that functionality. Poll type. What do you mean poll type? Oh, we're going back to the schema. So you think we need a type of poll? So this would be some kind of a choice field, like an integer field. And lots of poll types. E.g. text or image. Okay. I don't know. I don't think I'll be making this be able to upload images right away. Okay, so now I have design API. Poll type doesn't change the API at all because I can still get, patch, delete a poll. I can get all of the choices or post a new choice. I can get, patch, or delete a single choice. I can get my list of all the users that I've banned or my mods have banned. I can ban or remove a ban. I can add a new mod or remove a mod. Image upload would be huge. Oh man, okay. Let me put that here, image. Nice to have feature. Okay. So I feel like the API design is good. Let me go and commit this. Alright, if you are new, you just joined, this is the GitHub repo that I am planning this project on. I have planned the requirements. We did the schema just now. We designed the rough draft API here. And now I should create mockups. How much time? I have some time left, so let me try to open my mockup program. Balsamic. Okay. So, sorry, there's no dark mode there, so it's gonna have to be light. Just try to turn down your brightness if it's too bright, I guess. Alright, so I need to create mockups based off of based off of the schema and API and the requirements. So let's see, I'll need some kind of interface where a poll owner can see all their polls, pretty simple page, or create a new poll. There has to be some kind of form to create a new poll. There has to be a place for people to vote, and then some kind of interaction on the choices, so people can add poll choices or remove poll choices. Okay, so I'm gonna add this to the browser. Also, the technologies I pick, I'm gonna have to really integrate WebSockets into whatever I'm doing so everything can update live. And previously, I haven't had that much luck using WebSockets in mobile browsers, so we'll see if it's different now. Okay, so I have a web page. Let's call this, I'm not going to do the login page, that's going to be social login, so that can look like whatever. But I'm going to say poll list page. And basically I want to keep this really simple. Most poll sites aren't live, they are click to refresh. Oh really? I thought that would be kind of weird. Well, that's good to know. I don't know, some kind of list of polls here. And then a button for none of this is aligned, but create poll. So I have a button here. I have a list of polls. I don't know, maybe this should be in the header then, and I can also see my user information. So let's see. Okay, so if I have a header here, I can have a button to create a new poll. I don't know where to put that, but I can also have some kind of a user drop down, I guess. No, this one's ugly. Let me get the other user. This one, okay. And let me make that smaller. And then I can get some text so I can have their username. Let's say, let me just put Gwen. That's my username. Okay. So, I don't know, create poll, something like this, right? They have their user stuff over here. And they have a create poll button. And then they have a list of their polls down here. I don't know if this should be down here then. Maybe it should be here. Yeah. And then I can just put like all polls. Okay, and then I need I had to sneeze. No, the cats weren't breaking something, but might be contributing to my allergies though. Okay, and then I need some kind of name for this app. Pollinator. Oh, that's pollinator. I need pollinator. Okay, so that looks fine. Alright. There, I think this looks okay. Not too bad. So, I think this is good for the general page, and then I'll have a poll, like a specific page, where they're creating a poll, and I'll get some input, text input fields. So, let's see, poll title, you know, stuff like that. I guess I don't need to put poll on everything, so I can just put like title here. And then, oh, this is too big. Let's see, new poll. Let me make that a little bit smaller. Okay. So I have title, and then you can add options somehow. Hi Deepak Dre, how are you? That's funny. I like that idea, Jared. I need to have a cartoon cat knocking over a green screen. That's a good idea. Alright, I have been adding cats to pretty much everything. Like my ending screens on YouTube and stuff. I think also being inside in COVID is like, what else is there to do except cats? Let's see. Title. What else? I guess it's just poll options, right? Yeah, something button like add poll option. Add choice. And then let me add an icon there. Okay, so they can add a choice to the poll, and that would add some kind of, I don't know if it should be in a box, but, oh wait. Yeah, and let me add this then, like, choice 1. So they can add some choices while they're creating the poll if they want, basically. And then add new choice. I should also have a delete option. Oh, I guess I should do rubbish. A rubbish barrel. And then you can delete that option. Or I guess maybe I'll put it over here. There we go. And make it red. And there. So you can delete the option. Why so many past streams? They only save for 2 months on Twitch. So I think normally they save for like 14 days, but because I'm a premium Twitch person, or I have a premium account on Twitch, they'll save for, I think it's 60 days. But yeah, then they auto delete. So I do download a lot of them, before they delete, unless it's just a not good stream, or if there's nothing special about it. I don't know. But choice, okay, so they can add choices, they can remove the choice. I need a button to save the poll. Let's put it up here. And is there a save icon? Do people still use that as a save icon, like a floppy drive? Probably doesn't matter, but anyway, there's a save button. Oh, okay, there's the save button. Oh, I was working on... A lot of my videos have been uploaded to YouTube. So I take old streams, edit them, edit out like any dead parts, and upload it to YouTube. Autosave or show a save button. Yeah, let me remove the icon. The floppy thing looks outdated. When was the last time we used a floppy drive? Okay. So I can save. Yeah. I might do autosave. Let me add a comment here. Might add autosave feature. Okay. And now, so I have the poll list page. You can create a new poll. And then you can, let's see, you can manage a poll. I don't know if this should be the title here, but so this will basically be the view if I'm the one who created the poll. Manage poll page. Oh, this will be create poll page. Alright, I really like Balsamiq. This is a nice, easy place to, quickly make mock-ups for non-designers. Okay, so new poll, manage poll, and then to go along with manage poll, we'll need like a user-facing, so vote page. And this is where they'll see the poll title. And then I guess we can have an option, like, I don't know where the button's gonna go, but we can have this is choice 1, whatever choice 1 is, and then there will be some kind of button to say vote for choice 1. Oh, but this is another thing, like how are we going to prevent multiple votes if they're not logged in? Are we going to store their IP address temporarily or something? Okay, let me put one more choice. And this would be choice 3. Okay, so there's a poll. These choices would have many more words, or they would be images, or something like that. Let me put a comment here actually. Choices can be text or images. Okay. And then, all right, Jared, have a good day. Thanks for your help. Okay, I'm almost done too because I have to get to work soon. But poll title, manage poll. Okay, this is pretty much the last screen, and basically I probably want all these same options for the poll. Well, except that. Let's see. I guess I can do poll title here, except I'll have some options. So if I'm able to manage this poll, then I can, wait, this should really be extra small, I think. I should be able to edit this. Or let me get a pencil icon too real quick. Oops. Pencil. Let's take this icon and make it green. All right. So, okay, let me move this out then. All right, so you can edit or delete basically. Poll options. Oh wait, let me copy that, and you get the idea. All right, so you can edit or delete these poll options. You can edit the poll title, so I can make that bigger. And should you be able to delete the poll? I guess you could, but now you need toggles here. So above all the choices, because when we created the schema, you should be able to, by the way, if you're just joining, this is the GitHub repo where we just did the planning for this application. So if you are the one who created a poll, you can choose to turn the voting off and on, and you can toggle the option to allow people to add options. And those are these two fields, these two Boolean fields on the poll. So I need buttons to interact with those fields. So let me just add two buttons here. One of them will be start voting, or open voting, I guess. And the other would be allow add options, or allow add choices, so people can add choices when this is toggled on. So basically the opposite of these, like if voting was open, you would have a close voting button here. It would just change to close voting. Hi Sharon, how are you? So I think those two buttons, it has, you know, it doesn't have to look exactly like this, but this is basically what the management view for the poll would be like. And then this would be the regular view. So if you're just a regular person, you just want to vote for a choice, you can do that. And then there's just one more thing I have to include on the mockups, and that's some kind of user settings view, and that's where you'll be able to choose moderators. So I have like 5 or 10 more minutes before I have to get to work. But let's see. Let me just create a new page. So duplicate, let me drag this to the bottom, and user settings page. Okay, so let's see. The first set of user settings, I don't know. Let's say personal settings, and then we might have some kind of poll settings. We should probably do tabs on this page if we're going to have a couple of these things. I don't have anything to add here right now, so I'm going to just do this. Okay. And then I want to, yeah, these are definitely going to have to be in tabs. There's too many things. So after poll settings, I would have something like moderators, and then I want to have a banned list where you can view all the people that are banned across all your polls. Okay. Banned users. Okay, so those would be the basic elements of the settings page, I think. I'm trying to, wait 1 second, I have to delete this. So I'm trying to do, alright. Yeah, I'm trying to do either Flask or FastAPI. I've never used FastAPI before, but everyone keeps talking about it, so I thought it might be fun to try since, you know, this isn't a client project. It's just a personal project. So I might do that. It's tempting to use Django because the database stuff would be easier, but I think if I want to do live things and asynchronous things, it's a bit more difficult with Django. Plus, this isn't going to be a huge app. I say that now, but I don't really know. It was supposed to be a microservice, and it's grown a little bit beyond that. But yeah, I'm thinking about Flask or FastAPI for this, for the back end. All right, so those are all my mockups. I think that's good. You know, I'll just fill in the settings page with whatever, but that gives me an idea of what I want. So if you click on your name, basically, actually this should be a drop down. Let's see. It should be some kind of a drop down here. So I think it will have, let's see, like basically settings and logout for right now. I'm just going to make this look as good as I can. Okay, so this would have settings, and then logout. Okay. Yeah, I've been live streaming Django apps for the last year, I think. So I just thought I would do a new Python framework for this one. But yeah, I'll be doing more Django soon. So let's see. I've done Django live streams on other people's channels too. If you look at Kodu Community, their YouTube channel, I did a Django live stream there. And I think there was another one. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have for the project. I will be uploading these images to this GitHub after the stream. Yeah, so let's see. So if you've been following, we did the requirements, we created a schema, we designed the API, we created the mockups. Next is just choosing the technologies. So I have kind of an idea about it, but I'm still open to any type of suggestions. Let me just check this off. So if you have any suggestions for this app, then let me know in my Discord. If you have any technology suggestions, like database socket technologies, any of that kind of stuff. Created mockups. I think this is good. API schema. Probably missing a few things, but I think overall this is pretty good. I'm probably gonna do SQL. It doesn't seem like it's necessary to use NoSQL, especially since I'm more familiar with SQL databases, but I'm also open to other suggestions. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, thanks Deepak. Thanks for joining. Okay, so yeah, this is the app. You can go to my GitHub Python polls app, and then the next to do on the list is just choosing technologies, so I'll do that before the next stream. Like I said before, I have one more stream left in the other series I was doing, just to finish up that JavaScript open source contribution I was doing, so I'll be doing that this week. Other than that, I'm going to start this new project on my streams, and maybe do another one or two one-off streams on Vue.js or something. So a lot of cool stuff happening in the Vue.js ecosystem right now, with libraries now supporting Vue 3, so I'll be doing more of that soon. Alright, so other than that, I am going to raid somebody while I'm getting ready for work. Bye Deepak, thanks for joining.